Hi Maui.
Hi, Doc.
For those who do not know about you, please introduce yourself. What's your role in Philippines lab?
So, my name is Maui. I am a molecular analyst in the Philippine lab, and I came here to India to do refresher training for the whole NGS workflow.
Informed about visiting the lab, visiting India. What was going through your mind?
It's my first time to be traveling outside the Philippines alone. Yeah, I was scared. That feeling changed.
How do you find the 4baeCare team?
So, they were very accommodating.
How do you think you can translate this? How do you think this will empower the clinicians and patients back in Philippines?
Because usually when clinicians treat patients, they didn't have the image.
Together
We
we beat
beat
cancer.
cancer.
Hi Maui.
Hi, Doc.
Welcome to India.
Thank you, Doc.
First of all, tell me your experience. How was it inside and outside?
So, I was very nervous, but eventually I actually became comfortable because of the people in the lab. So they introduced me with different food. They actually invited me on weekends to go to different places.
For those who do not know about you, please introduce yourself. What's your role in Philippines lab and what have you come to do in India?
So my name is Maui. I am a molecular analyst in the Philippine lab, and I came here to India to do refresher training for the whole NGS workflow and to be familiarized again doing in the lab.
So when were you first informed about visiting the lab, visiting India? What was going through your mind? What was your thoughts and what was the experience now when you come through it?
It's my first time to be traveling outside the Philippines alone. Yeah, I was scared, but when I came here, that feeling changed because of the people I met, and he welcomed me with open arms like that. So
That's nice.
yeah.
Good. And how do you find the 4baeCare team? How do you find the atmosphere inside the lab? And how easy is it for you to get into the work? Is it difficult than what you were trained before, or was it directly that it's easy for you with the team here? What was the experience on that?
Okay, so they were very accommodating. The people in the lab, they let me observe with what they were doing during the work, and then they explained the things that they are doing. So all of the things that I learned in Dubai, they came back to me. So I was really refreshed with the different learnings, different things that I should do in the lab. And then they gave me wisdom like that. So the things that I should do and shouldn't do during the work. Yes, it became easy for me to remember the things that I did before. Yes, the people really made it easy.
Cool.
Basically.
Nice. During this visit, what have you learned, and what is the biggest takeaway from that?
Okay. From my visit here, at first I observed the different steps of NGS workflow from extraction, pre-cap, post-cap. And then I also did a hands-on with pre-cap. For now, I am hoping to learn histopathology and then pooling and sequencing. Hopefully, I also want to learn with data generation so that we can actually do the SOP with that in the Philippine lab. So basically, data analysis as well, if it is possible here in my visit. So with NGS process itself, it is actually exciting. It really fascinates me with the steps from extraction to sequencing, how we were able to know the different mutations from these markers, how we would be able to suggest treatments for cancer patients. It is very fascinating to have this technology with us. NGS will be really helpful.
Now that you have learned these things, like how do you think you can translate this when you go back to Philippines? How do you think it will empower the clinicians and patients back in Philippines?
Learn these things because usually when clinicians treat patients, they didn't have the image of what they are treating. I think it is more on they are blinded by different things, different
Outcomes.
factors.
Right.
Yes. But with NGS, I think it could be really helpful for them to actually see what is wrong, what is the specific gene that mutated because of the cancer. And with that, it could be really helpful for the clinicians to see what was really going on. And also for the patients, because let's face it, the costs of different medicines are very expensive. And then when clinicians will make patients try this medicine, and then when it will not work, another medicine will come like that, another drug. But I think with NGS, it will minimize these things because eventually you will come to know what is really going on with the patient's genes. Yes, and with that, they can suggest most efficient treatment for them.
If you would like to say in one sentence about your experience in our Bangalore facility in 4baeCare, what would that be?
So, what really excites me with this collaboration from my experience with the Biolab, and now I'm here in the Indian lab, is that we, with different nationalities that unite with improving cancer treatment, that with NGS we really can patient treatment outcomes. And I really think that with this collaboration, what we have here is that eventually we can actually together.
Indeed, that's the exciting part, right?
Yes.
Yes. So with the cross-culture collaborations that we have with different people coming and with an objective of treating cancer, right? That's with the advent of precision oncology. We raise the bar for precision oncology
Yes.
for patient treatment. It is fascinating to have this kind of visits. And thank you, Maui, for this.
Thank
This is where precision oncology taken to the patients at a different level. So thank you once again. Together we beat cancer.